Welcome back. The history of coins goes back almost 3,000 years, and currency is where countries honor their heroes. We have Rafi Andonian, a celebrity historian, joining us today about how Arkansas is tied to newly minted quarters. Rafi, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's such a wonderful time to be here on National Black Poetry Day to
Yeah.
talk about Maya
Yes.
Angelou.
Yes,
Cool.
absolutely. We'll be talking about Maya Angelou. How did you get started as a celebrity historian? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Wrote a few books, had worked at different historic sites. I worked at Gettysburg, I worked at Martin Luther King Home, I worked in Los Alamos where the atomic bomb was created. And then from my experiences and my studies, I wrote some books and eventually started to get on TV and started to go around sharing historical content.
I love
Yes,
that.
yes. And I love the topic that we're going to be talking about
Certainly.
today because Arkansas has a tie to the newly minted quarters. So we're going to be getting into that.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to ask us some questions. Am I understanding that correctly?
I can ask you can ask me, however you want. But
Okay.
I can quiz you though. Do you know
Yeah.
how many halls of fame in Arkansas that Maya Angelou's in? 2 of them in Arkansas.
Okay, two. Okay.
Arkansas Black Hall of Fame,
Okay.
Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Those aren't the only ones. She's also in the National Women's Hall of Fame and some other places
Sure.
too.
Absolutely.
But here in Arkansas, because she grew up here in Arkansas, there's that local tie, and it's the only state that has 2 halls of fame with her in it.
Oh, nice. And
All
a lot
right,
of people may not know
go
she
Arkansas.
did spend some time in Stamps, Arkansas
that's-
when she was young. She spent about a decade there when she was young.
That's
Her
So-
paternal grandmother,
Love
that's
that,
right.
that's
She moved
right.
here from St. Louis and spent a lot of her childhood here.
Yeah,
That's
that's right.
right.
Stamps not very far from where I grew up. Used to drive through Stamps, so I'm very familiar.
Really?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. Rafi, I think we're ready for maybe another trivia
How about
question.
another one? How many Grammys did she win?
Oh,
Grammys. 3.
2.
I don't know.
That is 3.
3.
It's 3.
And the category was spoken word. And it was 3 different occasions. So it's not like it was the same piece that won 3 times.
Okay.
There's 3 different occasions. So she was consistent, right? A lot of people forget that Maya Angelou, earlier in her career, she was a performer. She also was in opera. She toured Europe
was.
doing opera. So you can imagine when you're doing poetry, a lot of poetry isn't just the words, but it's the spoken word, the category that she won. It's how you deliver it. So she was a great performer. She knew how to, say the words, to deliver the rhythm. And that is why she was able to win those Grammys. Now, of course, she went on to win all kinds of other awards. A couple
Right.
of highlights nationally, of course, you have the Congressional Medal of the Arts and Presidential Medal of Freedom. She got both of those later in her life, among many honors. But I love that she won a Grammy, or actually 3 Grammys, for poetry because it shows you what a strong performer she was.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It certainly does.
I think if we can zoom in on these quarters, because if you didn't know, Maya Angelou is on some of the newer quarters that you're seeing.
She is. So there's the American Women Quarters Program that
Okay.
United States Mint is doing, and they're honoring 5 women this year. Maya Angelou is one of them.
Okay.
And so if you look in your pocket, you may have that quarter in your pocket because it is circulating now. If you don't have it in your pocket, you can go to your bank, or you can even go to the US Mint's website, the .gov website, and go ahead and order it from there. You can order a roll. So there's multiple ways you can get this quarter if you want to collect it, or you want to use it, or you just want to check it out and say, there's Maya right here in my pocket. Because remember, again, money literally has value, right?
That's true.
And so we're really honoring nation's heroes by putting them on money. Because remember, on the other side of Maya Angelou is who? George Washington. Doesn't
Wow.
get any bigger
That's
than
right.
that. So it's
That's
George
huge.
Washington
That's awesome.
and Maya Angelou.
Yes.
Yes, that is awesome. Who are the other women that will be honored on the quarters as well?
You have Wilma Mankiller, who's from New Mexico. You have Anna Mae Wong, who's from California.
Okay.
You have Sally Ride, who's from San Diego, but also spent time in Houston. And you also have Nina Otero Warren.
Wow.
Okay. So those quarters,
Very cool.
are they going to be released throughout this year or just over the next couple of years?
They're all this year, all 5 of those. Now, there are several more that will be coming over the next 3 years, but there'll be 5 each year over the next 3 years. But these 5 that we just talked about are this year.
Okay.
And then there'll be future ones released over the next 3 years. It's a 4-year program. We're only in the first year.
I love
Wow. Okay.
Can I
That's
ask you a
awesome.
question? I got a question
Sure.
for you. Ready? Bum, bum, bum. This has to do with one of my favorites, Oprah Winfrey. All right, so here's the
Oh.
question. Maya Angelou told Oprah Winfrey that she loved wearing which uniform at which job?
Streetcar conductor.
Oh.
So she was a kid, right? She's 16 years old at the time. She's at George Washington High School, which I think is interesting because she's on the quarter with George Washington now, right?
Sure.
But when she's 16, she's a kid, and you get attached to jobs for different reasons. She loved the uniform. She told Oprah that. She said, "I just love the uniform." You want to know how she got that job?
Yeah.
She went into the city office. She sat in the city office and just read Russian literature
Really?
until they were like, all right, fine, we'll hire you.
Right. You're hired. Okay, you're here, you're hired.
That's persistence,
No
right?
one
And
can do it
That
like
is
her. That's
persistence.
awesome. Thank you for joining us, filling us in, letting us know
What
about
a
these
cool
amazing
Great
works.
way for National
segment.
Black
Yes.
Poetry Day, right?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Rafi,
What a
thank
day
you
for
so
you to be
much.
here.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yes.